right, it is time for my famous finger pointing tour. And this time we're going to be talking about Nassau in the Bahamas. So we are docked right now on Oasis of the Seas in Nassau. It is the primary city here on New Providence Island. And New Providence Island is the most populated island in the Bahamas. It is one of hundreds of islands in the Bahamas, many of them uninhabited. Freeport, Grand Bahama Island, that's another of one of the more populated islands. But let's begin our finger pointing tour here by Prince George Wharf, is what they call this officially, where the cruise ships docked. And there's a lot of history here in Nassau. First thing I will point out, and I'm going to zoom in. Let me point first because it's a finger pointing tour. See that water tower? Right next to that water tower to the right is Fort Fincastle. That is an easy walk from the cruise ship, and that water tower is next to the Queen's Staircase. And there is the Princess Margaret Hospital over there before you get to the Queen's Staircase. So it's not that bad of a walk. You go to Parliament Square, you exit out of the cruise ship port, and you head that way and towards the hospital. If you just go to the hospital, just up the hill a little more is the Queen's Staircase. Now the Queen's Staircase was built by slaves for two purposes. Well, the main purpose was to allow the soldiers from Fort Fincastle easy access to the shoreline here if they saw anything. And the slaves helped build part of Fort Fincastle with all of the limestone from digging out the Queen's Staircase. And the Queen's Staircase consists of 65 steps. And that was in honor of their 65 years of bondage in slavery and the emancipation by Queen Victoria. Some people say that's 66 steps, but really the top step is not a step, it's a platform. So really 65 steps. So 65 years in bondage. And the water tower there, and oh no, by the way, the Queen's Staircase is 103 feet high. So it's really something to see. It's like a little, almost like a rainforest. If you haven't been there, I highly recommend going. And the water tower is now just there for looks. It was closed in 1982. It used to be an observation deck. People could go up and observe until someone decided to jump off of there to their demise. So since then it's been closed down as an observation deck. Right next to that is Fort Fincastle. It was completed in 1794. It was built 1793 to 1794. And if you look at the top from down, it's shaped like a schooner wheel. And it is got numerous cannons and even a howitzer. And that fort was used for lookout along, there's a couple of other forts along the hillside. We'll talk about another one, Fort Charlotte, but these forts ended up not being very useful. I don't think they ever fired a shot from these forts. They're too far from the coast to really be of any use. They did use them for lookout, so that was about the best thing. And there is some reported tunnel between the Queen's Staircase and the fort. It's blocked off right now, but the steps were to make it easier for the soldiers. Once they saw something coming in, they can head down easier using the steps. All right, so that is the Queen's Staircase and Fort Fincastle area. Now, as you make your way along the waterfront here, which you can't see because of this ship, Carnival Elation, but along Woods Rogers Walk, along the waterfront, you will have the straw market. It's over there. And so what we're going to show you now is, if you walk from the Queen's Staircase along the ridge there's a street there, and it used to be known as Prosperity Row. And so north of the Prosperity Row were the servants that would come down and cross that road. So that's basically like the railroad tracks. On one side, you have the well-to-do, wealthier people here along the coast. And then on the other side was the servants. They call that Prosperity Row. If you make your way further down along Prosperity Row, you see the governor's mansion. See the governor's mansion over there? And there was a statue of Christopher Columbus. Don't know if it's still there, but that is the governor's mansion. And right before that, you have an archway that is like a tunnel through the road that goes up the hill. And that is known as Gregory's Arch. And it was built in order to make the slaves trek up the hill easier. So they cut through. So instead of being really steep, they kind of made it go through. Let's see. One of the other things here, right near, and you really can't even see it here, but I'm going to walk over there. Maybe we can see it. But there's a place right after the straw market, and right when you get before the Senior Frogs, there is a little square that people congregate. It's called Pompey Square. Pompey Square, and that is named after a slave who led a rebellion in 1830. So that is Pompey Square. I'll see if I can get a look at it here. And next to that is Senior Frogs, which actually is really good. There are places here to get authentic seafood conch, Bahamian conch. But we're going to continue on here. The British Colonial Hilton. Originally, believe it or not, that was owned by Henry Morrison Flagler. Henry Flagler bought that. And he had a steamship line, he had transportation, railroad, and his vision was to take people on train to ship to destinations. And originally it was called the Colonial. That was when he first bought it. Actually had it built. Maybe he bought it, I guess, but renovated it. And British Colonial, because the British kind of heritage in this area, and then the Colonial, and then Hilton bought it, so British Colonial Hilton. And they have day passes there. That's the British Colonial Hilton. Now you see Senior Frogs. That's a new building right there. It's very sunny here, but that elongated building, that's a new building. They've done more construction in that area. But if you take that up the road there, you make a little jog and go up, you can make your way to Graycliff, the House of Graycliff. And it's over in that area right there. So it's very bright. House of Graycliff was very, very historic place. People such as Winston Churchill stayed there. I mean, it's an old place. I recommend going there. It's still a hotel. It's where Jay-Z and Beyonce got engaged. There is the Bahamas Barrel Winery there. There's the Graycliff Chocolatiers. There's the cigar company there. There's a pool. You can get day passes for that. But House of Graycliff, very, very fancy and old, very old. And then if you make your way to the right, let me zoom back out so I can point properly. From the House of Graycliff, you go to the right, and on the corner is the National Bahamas Museum of Art. The Bahamas National Museum of Art. You make a left up that road, you can go up a little bit and a quick jog to the right, and you get to the John Watling's Rum Distillery. Highly recommend going there. So the tours that you take from the cruise ship, they will take you to Queen's Staircase, show you the Fort Finn Castle, They'll drive you to House of Greycliff. They'll drive you to John Watling's. Sometimes they will take you down past Cable Beach. So John Watling's, they give you free samples of pina coladas. They're just little, very little. But they have a rum factory there. You can do a self-led tour, and you can get some wine there as well as vodka, and especially the rum. Really, really good rum. You can't get that in the US. Really good rum. So there's Margaritaville's one particular harbor, and Junkanoo Beach. So right over there, that is the closest walking beach. Right there, Junkanoo Beach. And beyond that, over there is the Fish Fry. So that is Arawak Key. It's called the Fish Fry right over there. And great local seafood, local fish, local food, Bahamian, cracked conch salad. But don't forget about senior frogs, which it looks like it's being overtaken by that building, that white elongated building, but it's still there. Let's see, what else can I show you? Moving further down, Cable Beach. You see those buildings off in the distance? That is the Baha Mar. There's 3 different hotels in that complex, and that is along Cable Beach. It's a beautiful area. You can also visit the Bob Marley themed restaurant and bar, One Love. The airport is way down there. Way down there. Let me zoom back up. The airport's way down there, past Cable Beach. And there's a beach down there called Love Beach. It's at Compass Point. You can take a trolley there, the city bus. It's a pretty good drive. It's only about $2 or $3, just one way to get there. But that's a beautiful area of Nassau. The West End is very exclusive. That's where all the rich people are. So that is your Cable Beach. Further down there is Love Beach, Compass Point, and all the rich people. So that is the highlights of your Nassau walking tour. There's straw markets over there beyond that ship. You can't see it, but it's over there. And that is New Providence Island. Let's go on the other side and show you one more thing. I don't know if you can see it from here, but we're gonna skip ahead and we'll be back to show you Atlantis. We made it to the other side of the ship, and this is Atlantis. There is Atlantis Resort and Casino. Some people like to go take trips over there. You can take a taxi, it's $5 per person each way. That's how I recommend it. And you can just catch the taxi right there in the new port area. Hassle-free, it's safe. And that is Atlantis. One of the interesting facts they always like to tell you is that bridge right over there. You see this one there. So the bridge across the center, that used to be called the Michael Jackson Suite. That's where he would stay for $10,000 a night. One of the other fun features here, that's Paradise Island, by the way. And the other side where we're just looking was New Providence Island. But look at the beautiful Bahamian colors. This is going to be the site, the future site of the Royal Caribbean Paradise Island Escape. That's going to be the Paradise Island Escape. But when the sun is up at a pretty high angle, you could just look at the gorgeous colors of the Bahama waters. Just beautiful. And some people actually walk to Paradise Island. You can, but forget it. Time is valuable. Look at that boat. It's a fishing boat. There's a jet ski. not get fancy, you'll fall off. And this is rumored to be Nicolas Cage's old house. Used to have a for sale sign on it. It's gone. So I'm not sure what happened. But all these are private residences, and everything here has been abandoned. The beautiful water, the colors, turquoise. You got green over here. You got turquoise over there. It's really beautiful. And the famous lighthouse. So that is your walking, pointing tour, finger pointing tour of Nassau. Hope you like this, and you know what? Please give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button for the Total Royal Caribbean Cruise Experience. And you're going to be sure to be notified when you hit that subscribe of all my new videos. I post videos about every day. I have over 1,200 videos I've posted so far, and just more and more every day. So we will see you coming from another Royal Caribbean cruise ship later.